What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, coming at you today with another daily trade review. Today we will be reviewing trades from a green day. We had a closed P&L today of $202. We traded three different stocks today. Traded American Express, we traded Nike, and we took one trade on Home Depot. This morning we did try to be a little smarter in how we were trading than we were yesterday. We definitely learned some things. One major one that we learned came from Trader View, and that is our sweet spot. And our sweet spot for trading this year, which we just started the year, seems to be 10 o'clock. So from 10 to 11, that hour right there. So we tried to sit on our hands for the first 30 minutes and just could not do it. Could not do it. So we did get in a trade before 10 o'clock. And we will go ahead, take a peek at Trader View real quick, and then we'll go ahead and jump right into the chart. So give me 1 sec and we'll get it pulled up. All right, so we do have Trader View pulled up, and as stated, we had a closed P&L of 202. Looked like we took 6 trades. The first trade was American Express. American Express is having their earnings report this afternoon, I believe, right after closing. So American Express was trading pretty good today. So we traded it a few times. First trade, made some money on it. Second trade we got in was Nike. Nike just did not treat us right today, and I guess that's why I wear Adidas. But yeah, lost 42 on the first trade. This was 2 calls, or I'm not even sure if they was called. We'll say 2 options, contracts. Played Home Depot, played American Express again. We got back in Nike again, and then we finished the day with American Express. So we will go ahead and get Thinkorswim pulled up, and we'll jump right into the charts and see how these trades played out. So 1 sec. All right, and we have the charts pulled up, and we will jump right into it. The first trade that we took was on American Express. Let's see, this is pulling up an old daily. So the first trade was American Express, and we got in that one at, what is ACP? What are you doing? AXP. First one that we got in, I guess I could have did that. First one we got in was at 943 and 59. So we'll click on the 944 just because we know that would have been right about there. So this here was a put that we were getting in, and as we see, the market opened, pulled up. It gave what almost would have been a decent 3-bar play, but you would have been going right into this resistance. So definitely would not have wanted to take that one. And because of that, it kind of pulled back, and we got in right as it was breaking the VWAP. And as we know, if you're going to be breaking VWAP, you want to let it at least test it one time. You definitely want to test it, unless it's a strong consolidation. If this thing had just been consolidating right along it, then you might get in on the breakdown. But this here just came and broke it. There was no testing to it. So we got in one contract, and we got out at 947. So let's see, we're 947. and 48. So we probably would have been getting out near the bottom of this candle here, which was a smart exit considering we was coming up on this resistance, which we had marked on the chart. We do see that it did test the resistance and then it failed. But instead of taking that chance and seeing if it was going to test and go down, we went on and got out of it instead of it bouncing back. And we made $25 on that trade. So quick scalp, making 1R. Not bad to start the market off, even though we wanted to not take our first trade until after 10. So we take our second trade at 9:51. So we are still ahead of 10 o'clock, and that was on Nike. And this here was another put play, and we got in this one at 9:51. Let's take a peek. 9:51 and 48. So would have been getting in it as it was pushing back up right there. And again, this was a put play. So market came down. Didn't really get a good pullback out of it. If we were going to play the put, we would have wanted to see it come back up here and test the VWAP. But we would have been coming into some resistance over there, which is what that did. Came back down. Looking at this is definitely would not have been a good area to be getting in for a put. And like I said, let's let the market play out for 30 minutes. We see what it did. Let's see, right here at 10 o'clock, kind of got an idea on what it was going to do. Might have gotten sucked in with this one had we waited till 10. Not really, because this pullback, as we always say, you want a half of the pullback. This thing pulled back 100%. So it came all the way back to here. So that is not the half pullback. We would have wanted it to pull back to basically right where this line is at. So definitely was not a good entry point. And we got out of this one at 10:11. Let's see where 10:11 is. We got out right as it was coming back up to the VWAP. And we took a $42 loss on that trade. So definitely was not a good entry. Would have wanted to see it at least test this VWAP and make a move, which we didn't let it do. So that was a $42 loss on that trade, which was Nike. Next trade that we took was HD, Home Depot. All right, we have Home Depot pulled up, which was our next trade. And this one here, we did get in after 10 o'clock. We got in this one at 10:02. But this one was an interesting trade. This was an interesting trade. We got into this one right here on a call, which should have been a put. The option for the put was on the call watch list. And that's how we took this trade. We were taking this trade to go down. And as we took the trade, the market bounced. And that's why if we go back to Nike's chart, Nike, you see it bounced in just about the same area. So these were coming down and the market bounced and these bounced with it. And as fate would have it, what should have been a put purchase, and we would have stopped out up here, ended up being a call purchase. And when this thing came down and it did not set a new lower low, and we saw it bouncing, we just stayed in it. And we got out of the trade at 10:36. 10:36. And as a new trader, as with any business, you learn something every day within your business. What I learned on this trade was to make sure that on this call watch list, everything here is a C. And on this put watch list, make sure everything is a P. Because basically, that can happen to where you have a P when it says it's calls and there's the wrong, instead of you wanting to go long, you have one that's going to take you short. And that's what happened. We had a call contract on the put watch list, but it just so happened to work for us because the market was bouncing right at that time. But we got out of this one right as it was pulling back, right before it was going to pull back. And we made $35 on this trade. Still had some room left in it, but like I said, for one, after this being this error, to make some money on it was good. And two, I'm going to contradict myself in a little while, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to contradict myself. So we'll go to the next one. We'll move on to the next one. And actually, I'm gonna skip these a little bit. I'm gonna do Nike, and then the last two will be American Express. So we took Nike again, and this one here we took at 10:20. Nike 10:20. Right here. We were playing Nike. I won't really call this playing it as a put. We were like trying to play the channel. And we got out of this one at 10:22. We got out right there. And once we saw that this still had strength to go up, we got out of it and got out for a $26 loss on this one. And those were our two Nike trades for the day, both of them being red. But this one, after this move here, again, no pattern. We weren't buying this on a pattern. We buying it on an assumption that it's going to come back down here. Stock never do what you think they're going to do. They do what the chart tells them to do because we are supposed to follow the chart. But this one came up. This still had a lot of buying strength in it and pulled back just a little, and then we see the buyers took it. So that one there, we took a loss on, but we kept our loss within reason. We didn't try to hold it and hope, because if we did, we definitely would have lost more than $26. So not a good trade, but managed properly to limit the casualties of our bank account. Next trade that we took was AXP. And this is how we finished the day out with AXP. And this one here was a call play. We took this one at 10:13. We would have been getting in. Let me expand those a little bit more. Would have been getting in 1013, so would have been getting in right here. And this here is almost like I described in the Nike one. This one consolidated right at the VWAP. It consolidated. It had time to build up some steam. And we got in just as it broke the consolidation over the VWAP. And we got out of this one at 1019. We weren't in this one too long. We got out at 1019. So on this candle right here, just as it's kind of consolidating again, kind of resting after that move. And look at what that thing did. But we made $57 on one contract with that trade. We paid $288 for the contract, and we sold the contract for $345. So wasn't bad work for 6 minutes. Was not bad work, and that was a good trade there. Happy with that trade. And we see that it had quite a bit of room left in it. And that is why we weren't done with American Express. We took another call at 1035. So kind of missed that move. We took this one here after it consolidated. And we got out of that one at 1045. Where is 1045? So we rode that one all the way up. And this one, we did give it a little room to kind of breathe. And it definitely was a good thing that we did, because that one we paid $440 for it, and we sold it for $545. So we made $105 off of that contract. And then let's see, we took one MOS. We took one more, and this one was at 1120. Is 1120 at? We took this one at 1120, which would have been right here. And let's come over here and look for 1120, which is right there. So this one, it came up, pulled back at this area of resistance, or what would have been support at this point. And we got out of that trade at 11:21 and 59 seconds. We was in that thing a whopping almost 1 minute plus. So right here on this next candle, we were getting out of that one, calling it a day. And that one, we made another $40 on. And that is how we ended up closing out the day on American Express. Let's take a look and see what it did. So got out right there, and you see it had a little room left in it, and then it just rolled over. I think it finished high. I don't think that, yeah, this was the high of the day way over here. So we got out before it kind of pulled back, and then it made this move here. So overall, good day. We did take some questionable trades. I guess that's to be expected as a new trader. The thing is just to limit those losses when we do take those trades. So again, like I say, closed 202 on the day. We kept our trades to under 6 within our sweet spot of 4 to 6 trades a day. Tried not to get in right off the open. which was good. I think had we let 10 o'clock roll around, we most likely would not have taken that Nike trade. But again, took the trade, we took the stop. That was the important thing. You're gonna take a bad trade, just make sure you stop out. Don't stay in the trade hoping that it's gonna work. So lessons learned. Lessons learned. I don't think there's really any data within TraderView that we need to look at today. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I appreciate y'all checking me out. As always, if you hadn't hit the like button, please go ahead and do that. If you're not a sub, think about subscribing. That way you'll get notified whenever I do make new videos. I will be posting a video showing how I went about building the screener or the scanner that I use to find my ideas in the morning. And I also show how to incorporate that with the watch list. So once you build the scanner, then you can put it with a watch list. And this scanner is pretty good because it actually, in the market in the morning, there's about 5,000, 6,000 different stocks that can be traded that are optionable. And with this scanner, it dwindles it down to about 200 ideas usually. And then out of those 200 ideas, once you kind of sort the watch list, you may have 20 to 30 at the most that you'll be clicking and looking at the charts on. So you take it down from 6,000 down to about 200, and then you dwindle that down to about 20 actually that you're going to look at, and then you may end up with 5 to 10 on your watch list at the most. So I'll be getting that posted. Not sure if I'll get it posted this evening. It'll probably come out tomorrow morning, but be on the lookout for that. And like I said, that's the good reason to go ahead and subscribe, so you'll get notifications when those videos do come out. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this one, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.